Hey, I'm Perry Black, and don't go away. We have a very special guest, Safe Haven Baby Box, Monica Kelsey in Indiana, and you don't want to miss the show. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome to Second Chance Ranch Television. I'm your host, Perry Black, and this is my co-host in this program, Mrs. Kathy Dorsch.
Thank you for having me. Good to be back.
And some of you may or may not know Kathy. And if you don't know Kathy, it's not my fault because she's internationally known and I'm internationally unknown, but Kathy Dorsch.
So
with kids
together,
like
we got the whole world in our hands. There you
we
go.
got the whole world. And in this segment, we have a very special guest, the founder of Safe Haven Baby Box.
Yes.
Monica Kelsey.
Yes, standing by live right now.
Standing, well, can she have a seat?
Actually seated at her desk and joining us from Indiana.
And so welcome to the show, Monica. Can you tell us a little bit about you and where you are right now?
Well, I am in the smallest city in Indiana, which is called Woodburn. My husband is the mayor of our city, so that would make me the first lady of Woodburn. So that always kind of makes me feel important, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's rainy out today, and it's a good day to be on TV with you guys in Arkansas.
Awesome.
Woodburn's a tiny town. How big is the tiny town?
It's right about 2,000 people.
Well, in Bryant, right here where we are, when we started the ministry here, when I moved here in 1987-ish, 3,800 people.
You can change the world from a small town.
Yes, you can. You can get to anywhere in the world from Woodburn, Indiana.
Yeah. Yes.
And she is changing the world.
You're not only changing the world, you're actually saving lives. So Monica, for our audience who for whatever reason are not familiar with you, tell us a little bit about Safe Haven Baby Box, just a teeny bit, and then tell us why you're the founder of Safe Haven Baby Box. Tell us about you.
Well, you know, the safe haven law has been around for the last 20 years in America, and it basically says any woman can walk into a fire station, police station, or hospital and surrender their unwanted or their unharmed newborn, no questions asked. And even with this law for the last 20 years, we're still finding babies dumped in trash cans and dumpsters, and even outside of safe haven locations. So I designed a box that a woman can surrender her child in without being seen. And that's the key here is anonymity. These women don't want to do the face-to-face interaction. And so these boxes are installed in the sides of fire stations and hospitals. We're saving babies in Indiana and Arkansas, obviously. You know, it goes back to my beginnings of why I started this. And, you know, I was adopted and I got to meet my biological mother when I was 37, and that became the best day and the worst day of my life because I found out on that day my purpose. And it was probably one of the toughest things that I ever had to deal with. She was 17 years old when she got pregnant with me. She was brutally attacked and raped. She was left along the side of the road to die. And this was, of course, in August of 1972 when abortion was illegal in our country. And she pressed charges against the man who had raped her. He was arrested and he was charged, and she finds out she's pregnant 6 weeks later. And so devastation literally was just depression and devastation was all over her. And so she went to a back alley abortion facility in October of 1972. And while standing in front of the man that was going to take her child's life, she changed her mind. She was hidden for the remainder of the pregnancy, and then she gave birth in April of 1973 and abandoned her child 2 hours after that child.
And you're that child. So where did she abandon you?
I was left at a hospital. So I was left in a safe place.
Were you in the? Did she go in the restroom and leave you there, and somebody found you there? No.
She actually handed me to a nurse.
Wow.
So yeah, but back in the 73, there was no safe haven law,
Right.
so it was illegal for her to do that. So she was charged with abandonment, and I want women today to understand that this is okay. That whatever your circumstances, there is no judgment, there is no shame here. We want you to keep your child safe, and we want to protect the mothers, because a mother that chooses the wrong thing for her child, which would be a dumpster or a trash can, she's going to have a lifetime of guilt, and she's probably going to go to prison. And I don't want that.
Even with the safe haven laws, I'm assuming in all of the states, this is still a problem though, numerically, right? We still find every year babies in dumpsters and discarded.
Trash bags. Yeah. So part of it is the public needs to be educated. Young ladies need to know there is an option. Monica, how many safe haven baby boxes do you currently have around the United States?
We have a total of 38 safe haven baby boxes that are active, and that means they're in facilities able to take a baby today. We have about 10 other boxes that are in what we call test phase, which are being tested in those facilities until it's time to flip the switch and go live with them. So, there's not a whole lot, when you think 38 boxes in 50 states, that's just not a lot of boxes. So we actually have to change the law when we come into states, and that's probably the most tedious part of this, is changing the law and then of course installing boxes. And but when you look at the statistics and the data, we are saving babies in boxes and keeping them out of dumpsters. Indiana has not found a dead baby since we launched, and we were averaging 2 to 3 dead babies a year. And so you look at that, and we've had 8 babies in boxes, in the last 28 months.
Wow.
And this is one state, and of course Arkansas is now on board with us. We are starting to save babies in Arkansas. I'm super excited. Yeah, and so
the one.
So it is a process.
And there's only one safe haven baby box in the state of Arkansas currently. Is that still correct?
That is correct. We are working with multiple locations, though, in Arkansas. Nothing finalized just yet, but I believe probably by the end of the year, you'll probably have 3 to 4 boxes in Arkansas.
Well, let's certainly hope so. I mean, you think about Northwest Arkansas, Northeast, South Arkansas. It's a pretty big state for only having one box, given the problem.
20 minutes from our studio, one box. And Monica, on your website, you do address that there has been a baby saved through Safe Haven Baby Box right here in Benton, Arkansas. Can you give us a little information about that, when that was?
Yeah, so the box was actually installed in Benton last September 2019, and then a few months later in May of this year, 2020, a healthy, beautiful little boy was placed in the Benton, Arkansas box on a Sunday afternoon. And you look at this mother, we don't know where she came from. She could have came from Little Rock. She could have came from Texas. That was the only box within miles and miles of different states. So we don't know where she came from. But we are sure that she did everything possible to keep her child safe and to utilize the safe haven law in the state of Arkansas. And she did it flawlessly.
Wow.
If the Lord somehow miraculously has someone watching the show right now, a mom, a dad, a grandparent, or a young person, a young man whose dad, not necessarily husband, but dad, or a young lady that's pregnant, how would they find a Safe Haven baby box in their area, and what do they do if there's not one in their area?
Well, we always recommend that they call us. We run a 24-hour hotline. You can go to our website. It's shbb.org and find the phone number. It's also, I'm sure you guys can probably put it on the screen, maybe. But call us, because we'll advise you of the law. You want to make sure you're following the law, because every state is different. And so if somebody calls us from California, which we get calls all the time from California, that's why I'm bringing up California, but they don't have boxes yet. So we have to advise them of what they need to do legally to keep themselves safe and their child safe. So call us, call that hotline, or you can look up locations on our website at shbb.org. It'll show you exactly where these boxes are.
And it's a no judgment zone. Someone is there 24/7 to help the young person in crisis and to save that precious life, because somebody in Indiana and here at the Second Chance Ranch said, we care. And we have a donor who's ready to put another box in Central Arkansas. And so we're looking to do that sometime as soon as we can get all the dots connected in the midst of all that's going on in America right now. We have 1 minute, so Kathy, what do you want to ask Monica?
That hotline that you operate, how many calls are you getting, would you say, Monica, since you've put that in?
we probably get 2 to 3 calls a day, and this is from all states. This isn't just Indiana or the states that our boxes are in. Women are calling us from every state needing help, and we are assisting these women and men. I want to encourage men, if you need our help as well, men call us as well, and we will help you.
And the cost for a baby box currently, just the box, not installation, but just the box, because I know there's people watching. I know how the Lord works. There's people are watching and people are connecting. What is the cost just to get the box so that it can be installed?
To do the program with the training, the signs, the box, it's right at $10,000.
And then someone who would then contact their local mayor, city council, fire department, police, hospital, and find somebody that would be willing then to allow it to be installed. So probably a little over $10,000. We've got just literally moments. Kathy, you want to close this segment with Monica?
Give us the website one more time so that folks can read your stories and find out more.
It's shbb.org. You can donate, you can find locations, you can read about us, you can read my story on there, but it's shbb.org.
We'll put all that information on the screen. Monica, God bless you. Thank God that you're alive and you're fulfilling God's will and purpose for your life. And we want to encourage all of our viewers to go online, find Safe Haven Baby Box. The information's been on the screen, probably there again, and support her ministry and pray that God uses her mightily. God bless you, Monica. We love you and what you're doing. Stay in touch with us and let us know what's going on around the country.
I sure will. Thank you guys so much.
God bless. Bye.
Thank you.
We'll be right back right after this. Have you ever considered a Christian education for your child? Then you should check out Arkansas Christian Academy, Saline County's fully accredited premier Christian school at an affordable family rate. Students have opportunities to excel in academics, athletics, fine arts, and technology. And through our dual enrollment program, high school students can even achieve an associate's degree prior to graduation. Visit us at arkansaschristianacademy.org. Welcome back to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. As you know, on this show, we're talking about how to save lives of infants. And we're honored today to have on the set our very special guest, the fire chief of Benton, Arkansas, right here in Saline County. Chief Ford, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here.
And we want our audience to get to know you a little bit before we talk about the first Safe Haven baby box in the whole state of Arkansas. So tell me a little bit about you. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up here in Benton. I attended all public schools in Benton. I graduated Benton High School in 1978.
Now you said something about you were hatched or something.
I was hatched here, or I was hatched in Little Rock.
You were hatched and matched and
I was matched here in Benton, my wife, but I hadn't been dispatched yet. So, but anyway, like I say, I graduated Benton High School in 1978. Began my career at Benton Fire Department March 19th, 1979.
When'd you get married?
1986.
These are loaded questions.
August 2nd, 1986.
So you've been married a few days.
I've been married 33 years.
Got children?
Got one child. His son's Andrew. He's 21 years old. He is employed right now at Saline County Detention Center on the right side of the bar.
On the right side.
He's on the right side.
So he's a deputy?
He's wanting to have he's trying to start a career in law enforcement.
Great.
Starting out at the bottom, I guess you might say. I've been chief for the fire department since February 16th, 2011.
2011, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
Now, in our earlier segments in this show, we interviewed Monica Kelsey, the founder of Safe Haven Baby Box, and we were so excited to find out that right here in our community in Saline County is the very first and currently the only Safe Haven Baby Box in the state of Arkansas. So somebody may have just tuned in. Can you fill us in a little bit about what is a Safe Haven Baby Box, and then tell us how did it come about that y'all got involved in Saline County at Benton and getting one installed in one of the fire stations?
Yeah. It's kind of a convoluted story, but and like I say, prior to 2019, I'd never heard of one. It all started with the. Let's go back to 2001. Let's talk about the Safe Haven law. 2001, there was a law passed in the state of Arkansas called the Safe Haven Law. And what the Safe Haven Law was, or is if a person wanted to give up their child less than 30 days old, they could, at that time, take it to a law enforcement agency or a hospital and relinquish that child, no questions asked, without fear of prosecution.
Because otherwise, in days past,
The child was abandoned.
And the parent that when they were located would be arrested. Now, I want to interrupt your story,
Yes,
and I warned you I'd do this. You said prior to the cameras rolling that when your wife worked at Southwest Hospital many years ago, someone had actually brought a child, an infant, and left it in one of the bathrooms, and it was a vacant floor at the time, but your wife happened to go up there, found the baby.
Yes.
Y'all ultimately found the mom through the video in the hospital. But that baby was rescued. Now back then, that was prior to the Safe Haven Law.
That was prior to the Safe Haven Law. She had great intentions, but still at that time, there was a fear of prosecution.
Yeah.
Now,
She actually
her
abandoned
intention
the
was
baby.
great,
Yeah.
but where it was placed in that hospital was on a floor that was not occupied in a bathroom. So therefore, the chances that child getting found were slim.
Yeah.
By the grace of God, my
Amen.
wife
Yeah.
walked in that bathroom, found it. Now,
How many years ago was that? You
It
remember?
was, oh my gosh.
How old would that child be now?
That child would be 24, 25
Golly.
years old at this time, I guess. They saw the video of what they pretty sure that was the mother. They couldn't identify
Yeah.
whatever. Anyway, it had a good outcome. The child was adopted and so on and so forth.
So you have a pretty good grasp of the importance of something like the Safe Haven baby box, where a mom who's
It's real.
concerned.
It makes it real.
Yeah, it makes it very real.
Makes it real.
And that mom, young, probably most likely a young mom,
Yeah.
doesn't know what to do with this newborn infant.
Right.
And sometimes, as we
Right.
see in the news, they end up in the trash or in a ditch and
That's
die.
correct.
Safe Haven box at your station
Yeah.
there in Benton, a mom can actually go there, put the child in this safety box. When she puts the child in there, there's an alarm inside the station, and the firemen on
Yes.
duty or the EMTs go immediately to that box and rescue the baby. And due to Safe Haven laws, that mom will not face prosecution.
That's correct.
And that's
correct.
a
if it's less than
wonderful-
30 days old and
Yes.
and no other issues there. Get back to the Safe Haven Law a little bit. But anyway, back in Safe Haven Law, it was amended in the last legislative session, and that's what brought about the baby box. There was an addendum to that law that allowed the installation of these boxes in Arkansas. Okay. It also included the fire departments within the Safe Haven Law. Prior to 19,
Okay.
it only was law enforcement and police. Now, if somebody walks into a station with a baby and says, "I can't take care of this child," we have to take it. It's ours.
Wow.
That's the law.
Yeah, and I would think with that law
So-
being amended, if you're in that traumatic situation as a young mom, to walk into a police station is probably a little more intimidating than coming to a fire station where there's a baby box.
That's correct. That's correct.
And the goal is to save the infant, not prosecute the mom.
And with the baby box that was installed, and when this came about, and the amendment was signed in 2019, it mentioned the baby box, and I read up on it a little bit, and I made a phone call, just an inquiring phone call. And sometimes when you inquire about things, it opens
Yeah,
up.
because
Well,
God's leading you right
one-
there. It's what
That's
He's doing.
correct. One thing led to another, and then it
Next thing you
divine
know,
intervention, whatever, started rolling, and before you know it, we were taking it before the city council. The city attorney looked over everything. It's got its blessing on July 22nd from the council. It was installed and it became operational September 18th of 2019.
the very first one in the state of Arkansas.
The first one in the South, from what I understand.
Yeah, a lot of them because Monica is from, I believe, in Indiana.
Indiana, that's correct.
And one of the reasons that we're doing this show is to hopefully, just like you were inspired somehow
Yes.
and led by the Lord to do this in Central Arkansas, is that fire stations, individuals all over the state would look at this and say, what is a child worth? This mom is in a traumatic situation. How can we as a community come alongside and help and bring a solution and save a life? And part of the purpose of this show is to encourage you. Because a lot of people think, well, isn't that great what Chief has done? But you know, you almost accidentally stumbled into that.
I did.
And then God just kind of takes over, and then the community rallied. And I asked you specifically, well, how did that happen? You said, well, just different individuals. Knights of Columbus are very
Yes.
big into pro-life and saving children. And so they were sponsors. You had individual sponsors. The city
Churches,
rallied,
there was
churches, communities,
churches, yeah.
individual donors.
Yes.
So it's seeing a need and meeting it.
Right.
And we're excited to be a part of the Saline County community, Second Chance Youth Ranch,
Yeah.
pastoring family church, you and our chief. And one of our goals in talking with you is not just to celebrate what you are doing to save lives every day as a firefighter, and God bless you for that,
Yeah.
but also we want one in our city. And we want to see these pop up in communities all over the state. And we're just honored to be a part of what God's doing in our community. Thank you for serving.
thank
and
you.
Thank all of those men and women that serve with you, keeping our community safe. We're honored.
Yeah,
God bless you
thank
and
you.
may He continue to bless you.
Thank you.
And if you need a baby box in Saline County and you're struggling right now, there's one in the Benton Fire Department. Can you tell us exactly where it is? Which station?
It's located at Station 3, which is on Edison Avenue, Highway 183, Bauxite Highway, if you're local,
And
whatever.
if somebody anonymously needs to make a phone call to maybe get some clarification, do you have that?
They could call, I don't have the anonymous phone number. You can call a crisis, a pregnancy crisis center.
We'll put that on the
You
screen.
can do that. There's
Okay.
1-800 number. There's billboards all over the state of Arkansas coming up now
Yeah.
about the safe haven
Yeah.
law and stuff like that. It's 1-800 number, and they are try to do counseling. And let me reiterate this: this is the last ditch thing to do.
Absolutely the
I
last.
mean, this is it. This is for that person that has,
Used up every opportunity.
used up every
Yeah.
opportunity, and they're at their wits' end. They don't want to be face to face. They call this 1-800 number. They'll give them the location after they counsel them a little bit.
So I want to challenge all you fire chiefs and firemen and EMTs, Christians, churches, organizations. You want to know more information, you can contact us right here at Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. Or if you're on the professional level, you're more comfortable, contact Chief Ford. I know he'll be glad to help you. And we look forward to seeing you again right here at Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. God bless.
A mission field around you is filled with young hearts needing a forever family. And at Second Chance Youth Ranch, our team is committed to providing healthy, stable, loving homes and families to hurting children in the Arkansas foster care system and those up for adoption. Please contact us if you feel the tug at your heart to help foster or adopt, and find out the steps you could take to help fulfill a child's lifelong dream. Maybe you can't foster or adopt, but you could help. The need for thousands of children in the system is staggering. But with the help of faithful partners and business alliances, we are meeting those needs right now. Would you help us make a difference? Every gift, regardless of size, impacts a child's life directly and helps provide for a home in the gap right now. Visit the Second Chance Youth Ranch website at 2CYR.org to read more, watch the stories, and to make a contribution for a hurting child's care. Monthly partners are needed, so please contact us right away. And as you partner with this ministry, you are partnering with the Heavenly Father that has promised to be Father to the fatherless. God bless you for helping Second Chance Youth Ranch.
Hey, welcome back. Kathy, this has been a phenomenal show about saving lives. Monica
Wow,
Kelsey,
yes.
my goodness.
What a difference, all those babies
And
saved.
to be right here in Saline County where the only baby box is in the state, and as Monica shared earlier, to know that a baby has been saved
In less than a year from when it was put in.
Put in the fall and a child
In the
saved in
spring,
May.
yeah.
And I just want our viewers to know that when we actually interviewed the fire chief, it was relatively new in Saline County. And since that interview, that baby, that young baby boy,
So
has
awesome.
been saved.
Yes.
Isn't that awesome? And if we could fast forward into the future and see, boy, I'm going to cry, what this young man is going to become,
Yeah.
and a life that would have been snuffed out
Yeah.
but for Safe Haven Baby Box.
You know, there is an expression in Judaism, I believe that it's in the Talmud, but it says, if you've saved one life, it is as if you've saved the whole world.
Wow.
And you know, we talk about how Jesus would die for just you if it was just
Yeah.
you. One is important enough
Absolutely.
to the Lord, but it's as if you've changed the whole world, because the ripple effect of a child is just endless of the lives that person will come in contact with.
You know, and that's why this show is on. I don't know another show in the entire United States with all the multiple Christian stations now, and here we are on Victory Television Network in this beautiful state of Arkansas, telling people week after week, you can save lives, you can impact lives. That's why Second Chance Youth Ranch TV is here. We are here, number one, to connect with you, to give you hope, to give you inspiration, to give you information, and to give you a connection. That's what VTN's all about, is the Arkansas Christian Connection. And that's why we're here on VTN, our partners, to get the word out that we impact lives. You say, how? Well, one thing you can do is support Safe Haven Baby Boxes. There are other cities around the state of Arkansas that need them.
Really need that, yes.
And there are people all over the state, and now with all this going on in this pandemic or plandemic or panicdemic, whatever people want to call it, that child abuse is on the rise, suicide is on the rise.
One of your guests said 600% increase of domestic issues.
And we're in a time of personal crisis. And that's why this television show is on the air, to help you connect and help you be a solution to the problem, not a casual observer. So Kathy, I want you to just talk to our audience. We've got a minute. And I want you to talk to them, encourage them, and then I want you to pray for them that God would speak to them on how they can be involved. Every person is going to make a difference through this ministry and ministries that we put on this show.
Absolutely. It's been such an honor to get to know this ministry inside and out. Second Chance Youth Ranch is saving lives in an uncommon way, incredible impact to the children in our state, and generationally reaching in a way that I just don't see anybody else doing. I can't encourage you enough to partner with this ministry and what this house is doing. It's an amazing thing. We just believe for the Holy Spirit to touch your heart and show you your part
in the name of
Jesus' name, to show you how to work with the Holy Spirit, to partner for the fatherless, to have the same heart of God for the fatherless in your city, in our state, and in our nation. In Jesus' name, God will bless you as you do it.
We look forward to hearing from you, and we'll see you the same time next week right here on Victory Television Network, the Arkansas Christian Connection, Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. Visit our website, would you? God bless.